Do we talk like you did?
Yes,
Welcome
Kara.
to Great Day, Connecticut.
I'm Scott Haney.
I'm Kara Sandlin.
Nice to see all of you. I was very proper and formal on my open.
Yes, you enunciated your T's.
I did.
Right now.
I felt like, and even on the radio, because I tape the radio when I come in at 4 o'clock in the morning for the radio stations.
Yes.
And I felt like I was enunciating this morning particularly
Just
well.
felt like being
Because
precise.
it's tough for me to say, you listen to Star 99.9, I'm a meteorologist kind of here. I'm just like.
All right, so you have Halloween candy left since no one came to your house to
Well, I
trick or
brought
treat.
it in. I put it in the bucket out there.
All right, well, it's time to finish your Halloween candy if you haven't already given it away, because today is National Candy Day.
National Candy Day. Eat all the candy. I had a little Hershey's dark chocolate.
I love those.
Yeah, they're right on the counter in the newsroom.
So it's a long
It goes
time
back to the 13th century.
that we started using the word candy.
Candy.
Huh.
Borrowed from the Old French. Kara, you're going to have to help me.
Kukre candy.
Okay,
It's
very
derived
good.
in term from the Persian.
Quand and quandi. Cane
Candy.
sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So they just
Sugar was
spell it
not,
differently.
according to the National Day of Calendar, sugar was not always readily available, so instead people made the first candies from honey.
They'd be a lot healthier if we still did that.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, today's National Candy Day. Get out there and enjoy it. Well, the rise of the ugly sweater is back, Kara.
If you have an ugly sweater party to go to this coming season, well, maybe you want to get the I can't talk.
Swiss Miss Instant Cocoa.
This is a functional ugly sweater.
Oh,
it
look
has
at
a
this.
pocket where you can put your cocoa.
Little branding there on the breast area.
It has a little pouch.
It has a little pouch.
So you can carry cocoa with you.
So that's perfect. You can either have it made or you can bring the envelopes with you.
Okay.
And just put the envelopes right in your pocket, or you can have it pre-made and carry the container around.
It's $45.
That's
you
not
have
bad.
to pre-order it.
Yeah, put a little Bailey's in there and you're good to go. Nobody's gonna know.
All right, so Sex and the City, if you want to go live like Carrie Bradshaw, you could do that for a night because Airbnb has a new version of a brownstone that looks just like hers. You get it for 2 nights in November. Pretty cheap, too. You'd have to be the one picked to do it, but it's located in Chelsea, and it's only $23 a night.
You left out the most important word, Tony, the Tony neighborhood. When that is used, I love it.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's the Tony neighborhood.
The Tony neighborhood of Chelsea.
Yeah.
What makes it so different, the Tony neighborhood?
I don't know.
You don't know? But the best part about this, you get a virtual visit from Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, virtual visit. I would love that. But it's $23, Kara, for the whole night.
Exactly.
Runs
so I'm sure
just
lots of
$23
people are going to sign up and
exactly.
have the chance to do it. But the new Sex and the City is going to air on the streaming service HBO Max.
Oh, that's interesting. And it will be without the feisty one.
Samantha.
Not Cynthia Nixon. Cynthia Nixon's in it. Who is it?
Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall. Thank you. Thank you.
There's been writing about how they're going to handle that, or I think everyone wants to know, like, how is it going to be that she's not there in the story?
And one of Carrie's best friends just passed away in real life too. Remember we did the obit on him.
Oh, right.
So I don't know if he was in the movie or if he was planned to be in the movie, but he did tape some episodes. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens.
Well, Joe Exotic, real name Joseph Maldonado, is saying he's been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer.
In a letter, Maldonado says he is still waiting on other results and doesn't want anybody's pity. As you know, Maldonado is currently serving time for murder, the murder for hire plot. It's unbelievable.
Of course, he says he's innocent. The new series on Netflix, Tiger King 2, is he's in it. They have footage of him. So, but he's saying that he doesn't want pity, but he's saying that they don't have great medical care in prison. So
look at that hair. That is something. That is something.
So the fighting with Britney Spears and her family continues. We mentioned yesterday that she kind of went and outed her mom, got really mad at her mom, said it was actually her mother's idea originally for the conservatorship. She said her dad wouldn't have been smart enough to think of that. Now her mother is requesting $650,000 in attorney fees from Britney's estate.
It's chump change. Chump change. Just give her the money and make her go away. That's what I say. Here's the money, go away. That's, and I think she's worth $60 million, which is not a whole, I mean, compared to some other entertainers, it's not as much as other entertainers, but she's really been in lockdown for the past 10 years. So she's going to be able to. This is so sad, though.
It's just so sad because I imagine, when she was young, right? She was a child star. She started young.
Yeah.
And, you imagine all the at one point, her parents obviously had to be supportive, get her the lessons she needed, get her to places she needed to be. And it's just sad that the family is broken up, even though I totally understand why many people are on her side saying she needs to be able to live her life. It's just sad when you see happier days.
I hope that there is reconciliation down the line. Let's just all hope for that. All right, Macaulay Culkin made a surprise runway appearance at a star-studded Gucci show. This is, I got to see.
Now, he's not in the spotlight very often, but he's wearing his outfit
He looks
there.
good.
Yeah, he looks good.
He looks really good.
Yeah.
Hello, Macaulay. Home again? Home alone?
It's the Gucci Love Parade show.
Gucci Love Parade.
Wide-legged camel pants and a Hawaiian shirt with a glossy floral bomber jacket.
And Jared Leto was also in it, along with Jodie Turner-Smith. So there's Jared Leto. He is looking pretty good in his double-breasted whatever. I don't know if anybody would ever wear
a shirt
these.
under it?
I don't know if anybody would ever wear these clothes, but they're in the. It's like when you see these fashion models on these runways, you're like, who would wear that stuff?
But then it always gets popularized and then sent out. You know, the Gap and the big stores kind of take their own consumer version of these things.
They take the consumer version. It's like.
So I don't know. Are you going to wear, baggy camel pants and your Hawaiian shirt? Is that a good look for you?
That is not going to be me.
Not going to be you?
That is not going to be me.
So Tom Hanks, apparently it's coming out that Tom Hanks was invited to go on the Blue Origin flight. Of course, he would have to pay.
We have to use that term loosely. And see, I think when you're invited to something, like when you're invited to a party, there's
no fee.
There's no fee.
They wanted him to be on it, but he would have had to pay the $28 million, and he said, no thanks.
No thanks. And he's like, I'm doing okay, but $28 million for the flight, I'll stay right here on the ground. He's like, we can actually simulate this in the studio. It's only a 12-minute flight. So he was like, I am out, and I'm not paying $28 million. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Up in space. Instead of up in smoke, it's up in space. All right, and the games have begun at Netflix, Kara.
Yeah, you can not only just binge your favorite shows, you can now game because Netflix launched its mobile gaming platform. They have a bunch of new games, and they're based on some of their hit shows. I love Stranger Things, so there's a Stranger Things game now.
Okay. Is there a Squid Game? Is there a Squid Game game?
I don't know, not yet, but not that I know. But it's this is all included with your membership. So they've got Stranger Things, then they've got the Card Blast and Teeter Up.
When it says green, go. When it says red, stop.
Okay, the best thing I just saw on that video is that there's no in-app purchases. So if your kids are playing these Netflix games, you do not have to worry that they're buying extra coins to get their stuff.
Okay, that's excellent. I love that.
No in-app purchases, and it's free with your membership.
And this is really cool. This is Ford's all-new but retro-looking 1970s concept electric pickup truck. It's an electric pickup truck. Look at this. It's so
cool.
Retro. It goes back to...
It's the F-100 Illuminator concept vehicle with a zero tailpipe emissions.
1978 is it's modeled after. Now, I don't know if it really does look like it's from 1978. It doesn't look brand new at all.
But it's kind of all the whole nostalgia going back is a cool thing right now.
I guess so, but you want people to think you have a new car.
Well, it'll look shiny and new, and it's electric.
It's electric. Boop, 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 boop. So... It has
very retro.
480 horsepower. That's pretty powerful.
Okay.
And the interior
I wonder
features,
how long it goes. That's the big thing with the electric cars. Like how far? Usually they're like 200 and some miles before you have to charge them.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's my biggest concern is I drive so much, I'm afraid of running out of electricity.
Well, you have to stop and charge and that sort of thing.
And how long does it take to charge? Like a half an hour?
Well, interesting. Yeah, one time we had rented an electric car once, and we just were trying it out. And we decided this is what happens. A lot of these restaurants now along the ways and different routes are putting these charging stations because you need about a half an hour or something. So we went in and had dinner and while charged the car. So because the little apps tell you where all the chargers are.
That's perfect.
So it kind of encourage you to stop, have food.
Stop, have food, and do a little shopping along the way with your electric vehicle. All right.
All right, for all the latest celebrity news, you can watch People the Show right here on Channel 3 at 7:30.
Kay, what do you think about the new electric car? Talk to me, Kay.
Tonight on People, we sit down with Will Reeve, who carries the torch lit by his late parents, Christopher and Dana Reeve, to raise money for a cure for people with spinal cord injuries.
My dad's mission was to get out of his wheelchair. He dreamed of a world of empty wheelchairs, and he was obsessed with finding a cure for paralysis. My mom, as his primary caregiver, was primarily focused on making sure that people living with paralysis and their families and their loved ones and communities, etc., can enjoy as close to a normal life as possible.
This year, Will's going to run the New York City Marathon with Team Reeve.
I'm not just running for myself. I'm running on behalf of an entire community of people, and that's the spinal cord injury community. I'm representing the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, and that to me is the motivator, knowing that I'm running for people who can't, literally, people living with paralysis.
More from Will on his legendary dad, all tonight and only on People.
Wow, he really looks like his dad.
So looks like his father,
Wow.
right? Unbelievable.